Hi guys, I'm Priyanka Bhatia from Women on Wealth, and what we are doing today is actually helping women take charge of their finances. And it begins by knowing more about what's happening in the world around us. So that's why decoding the business newspaper is important. And yes, reading is an important part. If you are an entrepreneur, you're an intelligent investor, you want to reach your financial goals, this is an important step. And that's why I am here today to here. Can you please write down? Hey Harpreet, hi, good morning. Sarabjot, hi. Anyone else around who's watching us live right now? Hey Meenu, hi. Thanks for acknowledging. Anyone else? Okay, then let's begin. So this is hi for everybody who will join now after in. So I thought let me today begin with an important aspect. And the important aspect, especially in today's economic times, is how unemployment is creeping in. So there is a huge, there's a big article on unemployment coming in and in which sectors especially. And I think that becomes a very important basis to understand where our economy is headed, what's happening in different sectors. So if you are an investor, it's important to know which sectors are performing. Like pharma, which has not been doing well for many years now, has picked up in this disruption. It picked up like nobody, and there is no news that anybody has been laid off from this sector. While there is a lot of news about a lot of especially employees on contract who've been taken off. So there's a lot of news. Okay, there are so I think if you can see this, see contract employees first in line of fire. And it was actually revealing for me to see even FMCG and e-commerce companies has laid off people. So that was an eye opener for me, because I thought FMCG was doing extremely well after pharma, and I saw a lot of mutual fund houses increasing their investments in, of course, finance, technology, FMCG and pharma. Like these were the top sectors performing. And then I saw this news, so I am a little baffled. I am yet myself trying to figure out how to decode this information. Yeah. And sometimes you just have to keep reading and reading. Like Warren Buffett says, read 500 pages a day and your knowledge will compound and you will become an intelligent investor. I think that is what is important for decoding. I wouldn't say that we will manage to decode everything in one day. But if we begin and bit by bit, the things will come together for us. Like that's what's happening for me. And guys, for all of you who don't understand a lot of this, please know that as you continue listening to this, you will understand more. So just be here. I think that's really important. So guys, another important aspect that I have found is that companies from our universe of stocks have been really taking advantage of the low cost loans which are available today. So when I say low cost loans, I saw L&T taking about 9,000 crore worth of debt, while Motherson Sumi has taken about a 500 crore rupee debt, and so has TVS Motors. So this was interesting to see how big businesses are taking up these loans and taking advantage of the low cost. However, what is not clear for me is this debt taken for working capital or is it taken for other purposes? Right now, I have not managed to sort that information for myself. But then this is what I am seeing, that companies, infrastructure is going to take up, guys. I mean, if we wanna increase the spending power of people, of course investment in infrastructure will happen, where we all know L&T will play a role. So L&T taking 9,000 crore for what purpose is what we need to further sink in. So guys, bringing back the aspect that we will not manage to decode everything in 1, 2, 3 days. But this is where the thinking can begin happening. Another important aspect, now that I'm talking about loan and working capital loan, there is an article, I think, in one of these 3 days, because last time I came on Tuesday and today is Friday. One of the articles, let me look for it in my Economic Times. Well, guys, today I've not shown you, but yeah, this is what I read. So let me look for that. And it was a very interesting piece of information on how the street vendors who are being hit really hard, they are being given a few thousand crores as loan, working capital loan, to bring back their business. Anyone who remembers how much that is, I think it was 7,500 crores if I am not wrong. And then I was having a discussion with another investor friend, and she mentioned that, hey buddy, a lot of our street vendors are not licensed. So are we talking about only giving this working capital loan to licensed people? Then what happens to the ones who are not given license? And then she informed me that the Delhi government reportedly will give loan to all the street vendors, whether licensed or not licensed. So that was another important piece of information on how the unorganized sector may turn up. And it may be that all these street vendors have gone back home. That could be another aspect. Yeah. So that is it, guys. So you guys can comment, share a few of the articles you've read. So I'm now taking a 1-minute break and reading through some comments here. Okay, hi Seema, Jyoti, good to have you, Lasya, Ridhima. Bindu is saying, I have the news as a graphic representation in the first page, but I can't find the entire article. Got that, Bindu? Malisha, morning. Apeksha is writing, morning. And Kavleen is asking, can you share the headline of the article on debt? Sure. So, Kavleen, it's called Capital Gains, India Inc. on fundraise spree. It's right on the first page. I think this was yesterday. No, this was Wednesday. This is it. Okay. So that's where we are, guys. What else? Today RBI will give a statement. Right? And I'm looking forward to it. The stock market has not taken the 20,000 crore stimulus really in its stride. It has not been happy and the stock market has gone down. So there's a lot of news around that, right? So that's what I am getting. So I am really now today looking forward to what the RBI governor says. Also, our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be talking with all the all the banks, the public sector banks today, and will look at the need for extension of moratorium. So that's what's coming up, guys. You remember moratorium was being discussed, where people could delay paying their loans, paying their EMIs. So that's the extension of that is being talked about, is what the newspaper is reporting. So that seems interesting, and it could impact the stock market further ahead, while there's a lot of volatility right now which I can see. So it says that central government and the Reserve Bank of India have come up with various schemes, including payment moratorium and liquidity measures to help businesses remain afloat when cash flows have dried up. So this seems to be yet an important move coming in. One thing which really moved me today was foreign investors. Guys, we all know when foreign investors take the money out of the stock market goes down, and that is exactly what has happened. So overseas investors' ownership in top Indian stocks has hit a 6.5-year low. So I mean, it has been the lowest since 6.5 years in the March quarter. Okay. Why? Because they're not very confident about the slowdown which will affect the emerging markets. So FIIs have taken their money out while promoters have been increasing. Okay, promoters' ownership in BSE 500 stocks has risen to a record high of 44%. Guys, so this is about promoters, and government's share has touched an all-time low of 6.6%. Domestic institutional investors, their ownership, and the retail investors' ownership has remained unchanged. So this was a great news, guys. And for all of you new ones who are watching us who don't understand, okay, what are foreign investors? Guys, this is money coming in from other countries into our country. That's foreign investment. And domestic investors are investors in our country who invest in the stock market, in the company. Stock market are nothing, which are companies in the stock market. So that was interesting for me to know on what is happening. And let me share, now I have found the news on the unemployment bit that I was talking about. It is on page number, it's right on page 1. Okay, it's right on page 1 of, I think it is today's newspaper. Yes, Friday's newspaper. So job crisis, guys, can you see? I'm not sure. See, job crisis like no other. Okay, this is not to scare you, okay, but to receive more information on what's happening in different sectors. So look at this. Auto manufacturing, we know auto industry has been bleeding for a few years, and now further downtrend from 5 million employees, which means 50 lakh employees, they have come down to 20 lakh employees. Okay, so that's the kind of job loss in the auto manufacturing sector. Then in auto dealership, there are about 40 lakh employees, and they have come down to, job losses they say are 2 lakhs, so which is not bad. And they're saying that labor is 40% of dealers' cost. So it will be like, if auto dealers want to cut their costs, getting off the labor will be the easiest thing to do. Then of course real estate has been bleeding for many years, and it has further taken a hit. So it employs about 7 crore people. It employed about 7 crore people, and 1 crore 40 lakh people have been laid off. So that's about the real estate sector. Travel and tourism. Well, one of our community members is in travel and tourism, and she reported that she was given just 25% salary last month, and this month she's been given leave without pay. So this is like the first hand information from her. Travel and tourism employs about 5 crore 50 lakh people, and 3 crore 80 lakh people have been laid off. So there's been a big layoff in travel and tourism, and auto manufacturing is what I get. Internet businesses have also laid off people. While I'm amazed, because I thought internet businesses were really doing very well, especially the online education, the online this segment of e-learning has been doing extremely well. So yeah, because a lot of people took on skilling up in these tough times. Restaurants, of course, was expected. About 73 lakhs people are employed in restaurants and 20 lakh have lost their jobs. Education has also been hit. While I thought that there was a big shift in how education was imparted in our country, and guys, I'm sure you guys have read that Cambridge is the first university which has said that all the classes till 2021 summer will happen online only. So that's the kind of shift which is coming in the education sector. So, and Cambridge has been the first one to report this. So education, again coming back, 1 crore 80 lakh people employed and about 45 lakh people have been left out. It can get worse, it is saying, if online education takes up, then far more jobs will go. So what I'm getting is that, you remember the Startup India conversation, guys, that we were having, that this will be time for startups now? I think that is just coming true. Absolutely true, because like, look at it, so many jobs going. We all will need to actually be financially educated and know which sector is doing well and then identify a niche there. Yeah, otherwise it's going to be tough, right? It's going to be really tough if we keep looking for jobs. So I always read the newspaper from two aspects. One, of course, investing, and another one, my interest is business. Where are the businesses headed to? How Women on Wealth needs to evolve, and how our members need to evolve their businesses to go to the next level. Let me now take a break and read through some of the comments, guys. So, okay. Okay, Divya, hi. Thanks, Kavleen. Okay, Lasya is saying repo rate down by 40 basis points. Got you, Lasya. Do create a video or post below this and explain what that means, because if that has come in, it's going to further boost banking, and of course it will trickle down to our residents of our country. So yeah, Lasya is saying moratorium may be extended till August. Got you, Lasya. Apeksha, guys, is saying, so taking on more debt, I'm wondering with companies like Motherson Sumi, which already have a high debt, can this be considered a red flag? Oh, wow. Apeksha, yeah, this is good food for thought. We need to see where, like I was thinking, that where is this debt being used? So that's what needs to be seen. So yeah, nobody can say if it's a good debt, and can they have the potential to leverage debt. At least that's what they've demonstrated in all these years, but then we don't know. Okay, so Melisha is also mentioning that RBI has reduced the repo rate by 40 basis points. Just received a notification when you mentioned about RBI. Thanks, Melisha, for sharing. Okay, Bindu, you're asking this article is which date. Let me know which article you're asking and I will be happy to answer. Last year saying many companies have bought back shares taking advantage of low valuations. Yeah, I mean the biggest, last year the biggest interest I got was from Vedanta. First it took out money from the London Stock Exchange, it delisted itself, and then now it's saying it will delist in India. So yeah, and they want to make it a private limited firm. So even I am seeing how this is happening, and I don't remember another company that I read about and that is doing the same thing as well. They are delisting. So yeah, we yet to understand what that means further. Okay, last says Bindu is asking about FII. Bindu, the FIIs is in today's newspaper and it is right on the page of markets. Okay, it is, let me share the page number with you. It is on page number 7, right in the bottom, Bindu. Okay, Lasya is replying to Apeksha saying, depending on their ability to pay back, L&T also has high debt. Yes. Sarabjot, hi, good to see you after a long time. So glad you joined us. In auto sector, many out of 20 lakh are with reduced salaries. Yeah, Sarabjot. Yes, so there's a lot happening in the auto sector. Courier services are hiring, Apeksha is saying. Same in the auto sector, 50% salary cut due to reduced production and almost no immediate orders. Yes. Neha, hi, good to see you. Most private schools in India cater to lower income group. Got you. Yes, your experience in the education sector counts here, Neha, which makes up about 40% of the market. These schools have not been able to shift to online teaching. Yeah, Neha, got you. Online teaching for government schools is not quite possible. Lack of infrastructure. Yes, beautiful aspect you've gotten. Vedanta privatization is interesting. Yes, Lasya, trust you me. I'm finding that interesting too. So yeah, guys, so that's it for today. I thought let's keep it short and sweet. And let's come back on Tuesday. And meanwhile, if you've been watching this today, please write down what all you got for your own learning, because financial education is important. If you think it is not, try being financially ignorant and you will know. Yeah, so financial ignorance is no bliss. So yeah, the message here is be financially educated. So guys, if you took even 1% of value from this video, please share it forward. We don't know who's wanting to be up to date with current situations. That's number one. So pay it forward. Number two, if you took value, just read any article, okay, any news article, and put it in comments. Write down what you understood from it, because the intention of these videos is to put you in action in your education journey. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Loads of love. Bye bye.